Hi, everyone. Okay, today we're talking about something that I'm completely fascinated by because, again, I didn't know much about this most of my entire life. Uh, Perimenopause, menopause, what does it all mean? What is going on? Guess who's here to help us? Dr. Aditi Gupta. Hi, Dr. Gupta. How are you?
I'm great, Julia. Thank you for picking this topic because it is very confusing and mind-blowing
It
and
is. It's a
devastating.
doozy, isn't it? It's a
Yes.
doozy. So, can you start by explaining what is? I actually never even heard the term perimenopause, and I'm probably right there in it right now. So, what is perimenopause? What is menopause? What is postmenopausal? Can you
Woo.
explain the difference?
Yes. So all day I get these questions from women saying, check my hormones, I'm going through menopause. So let's just clarify what menopause is and what peri and pre and post is. So menopause means when a woman's periods stop coming for 1 year. Um, and periods is a symptom slash a sign of ovarian function, meaning once our engine, the reproductive engine dies, then we go into menopause. I know, I use that word a lot,
It's very
but
sad.
I know it's sad. Um, but so before that engine dies, it kind of sputters over to its final death. And that sputtering time is premenopause or perimenopause. So premenopause technically is any time before you go into menopause. So that could even be the middle of your fun times, 20s, 30s, when you're vibrant and dynamic and, sexual. Um, that is all a portion of premenopause. Perimenopause is when the engine is sputtering and it's like right before going into menopause. But that can go on for sometimes 2 years, 3 years, up to 5 years even. So people like us can get tortured for a long time. And then it's postmenopause, which means after that engine is dead, that's when everything kind of just dries out. So, our brain, our vagina, our uterus, our ovaries, everything. So then that's postmenopause, which continues until death, because that's the after menopause.
There's
The
no
after.
other. There's no other pause.
No, then it's the afterlife.
Pause. So, okay, so I think what's been, again, very confusing until I maybe stumbled into being in perimenopause, like you're talking about, is that there's so many different types of symptoms. And again, we don't talk about it all that much, which is why I'm glad we're talking about it now. Even when I was talking to my OB-GYN about different things that were happening, I wasn't getting a very clear answer. So can you just help us all out, give us some of the symptoms and what to expect and what to understand, look for as it's coming our way?
So before I go into the symptoms, I would just like to explain how the symptoms happen in a very quick way. We can go into more details later. But for everyone to understand, we have glands in our brain that give off pulses to our uterus and the ovaries, the fun things down there. And then the ovaries listen to the brain, and then according to that, produce our estrogen and progesterone hormones, which are our lifeline. During perimenopause, the brain signals become very cranky. They just don't, like it's like, again, before the engine dies, the brain signals just send very spotty signals. Due to that, our estrogen and progesterone production goes all haywire. And that's what causes all of the symptoms that we go through. And I'm going to bring out my painting again.
Yay, I love your
So is this is what's happening in your perimenopause. It's almost similar to when the brain starts its signals when we are going through puberty, hence my marking here.
Yes.
So because of the crazy signals, your estrogen, instead of doing this thing, which it's supposed to go slowly and then come down slowly, and then progesterone, it just goes wonky and goes, oh, oh, oh. And then progesterone rises, then decides it's, oh, well, I didn't get a signal, so I'm not going to rise, and just stays down. And this is where some women can get very frequent periods. So your cycles will get shorter and heavier because of the because of these. And women get very moody, irritable. No one in their family wants to be with them. They can't sleep, gain weight. All of it is happening right here as you see these bumps coming along. So yes, all those are symptoms of perimenopause.
Okay, wait. So you said something interesting, which is that it all starts in the brain, and I have never heard that before, and that's fascinating. Does that mean that perimenopause is essentially a function or married to brain health, or is it a normal thing that I mean, is there a way to keep your brain from just stopping, like not starting to fall apart?
It is completely related.
Oh,
I call it the brain vagina connection. Brain and the vagina completely connected, every single aspect. So vagina is a simplified way of saying uterus, ovaries, tubes, everything. So yes, PMS, perimenopause, all of those things can be controlled by our brain function. How many times have you heard of women when they stop trying to get pregnant, go away on a vacation, or adopt a kid, end up getting pregnant on their own? Because it is the brain vagina connection.
okay.
So,
I mean, I almost want to cry. This is so mind blowing to me. There you go.
yep.
Okay, so tell me more.
So, yeah, so perimenopausal symptoms can be controlled by first checking and evaluating your hormones and then giving treatment accordingly, but also lifestyle changes, stress reduction techniques, exercise, diet, all of it can affect the hormonal cycle and the hormonal rhythm through the brain. So, lots to talk about, but
Lots to talk about. And I'm thinking of all the things. So if you guys are listening now and there's things that have come up that you want us to explore further, please let us know down in the comments. I think we should do something perhaps even on, you know, supplements and support that we can get through perimenopause and menopause. I want to sort of leave on one last thought, which is that I do remember speaking to a woman who was postmenopausal and told me that she was actually feeling like she was in the greatest time of her life. She had even moods. She was having great sex, all these fantastic things that you want to hear. So I want more of that messaging. What do you think about that?
I agree with you. And I just want to tell all the women two things. First, during perimenopause, your periods are going to get crazy, irregular. But if you don't stop bleeding and if you continue to bleed heavy or you're bleeding every 10 days, please do not ignore it and think that it's going to be over. Just go see your doctor. Number two, there is help out there. And you're right, Julia. We want every woman to be that person. Even moods, great sex life, great skin, great hair, and mentally alert. So no one can ever come back and tell us, well, she's a woman and she's having her mood swings, because we are here to rule the world.
We are here to rule the world. I love that. Amen. I'm jazzed. I want to keep talking, but we'll cut it here and we'll just keep it going. So stay with us. Come back and we'll have more good stuff for you next time.
Yep. Bye.